Dear students, for class 12th, we will start our chapter number 6 from the book given to us Flamingo. This is Poetics and Pancakes by Ashoka Mitran. The introduction of this chapter says, this is taken from the book My Years with Boss, written by Ashoka Mitran. In this excerpt, he talks about all the elements that kept Gemini Studio running, from pancake makeup to the office boy of the makeup department, from Subbu to the layer. These elements helped in making Gemini Studios a successful film producing company. Now we will go to the summary of this chapter. Whites and Pancakes summary. In this lesson, Ashoka Mitran talks about Gemini Studios and all that helps in keeping it in the spotlight. He starts by making a mention about Pancakes, the famous makeup brand which Gemini Studio did in truckloads. He then talks about the plight of actors and actresses who have to bear too many lights on their face while getting in the makeup room. The makeup department, according to him, used heaps of makeup to turn them into ugly looking creatures. Shockingly, he talks about the office boy of the makeup department whose task is to slap paint onto the faces of police at the time of crowd shooting. He was a poet and had joined the studio in the hope of becoming an actor, screenwriter, director, or an artist. In those days, the author used to work inside a cubicle and had the task of collecting newspaper cuttings, which, according to others, was insignificant. Thus, office boy would come in time again to bother him with his complaints. He was well convinced that the reason behind his mystery was Sabu. He thought Sabu had an advantage because he was born a Brahmin. Sabu was a resourceful man whose loyalty made him stand out. He was tailor made for films, and it was difficult to imagine filmmaking without him. He was very welcoming and was known for his hospitality. Just like many others at the Gemini Studios, he also did poetry. He worked for the story department, which also consisted of a lawyer. People generally called him the opposite of a legal practitioner. He was a logical and neutral man amidst a room full of dreamers. Ashoka Mintra then describes how Gemini Studios got a chance to called moral arraignment army. Though the plots and messages were not complex, their sets and customs were near to perfection, so much so that for many years Tamil plays displayed sunset and sunrise in a way inherited from Jatham Valley. Then another guest, Stephen Spender, comes to visit Gemini Studios. People had hardly heard of him and they couldn't even connect with him due to linguistic barriers. It was not until a few years later that Ashoka Mitran saw his name in a book and realized who he actually was. Chapter number 6 now we will conclude here for today, and after that we will continue it is the questions and other details of this chapter.